Hey guys, how you doing? I thought I would share with you a stretching routine that I developed for myself that I do from bed. It's really short. It only takes about 3 to 5 minutes depending on how many of the stretches I decide to do and how long I hold each pose. But it's really come in handy for me with chronic fatigue syndrome recovery because I have found that with this illness, my body gets incredibly tight and very sore, and stretching does wonders to alleviate the pain that I'm in. And often when I would struggle with this tightness and soreness in my body the most would actually be when I was trying to sleep, which can be incredibly frustrating, as I'm sure you can imagine. So I started doing these stretches from bed, and I found that it did wonders just to sit up in bed for just a couple of minutes and do some really gentle, light, simple stretches, and then I could lay back down and my body felt way better afterwards, and quite often I could get back to sleep. These stretches were also good for days where I was in bed most of the day, so it was a way for me to, again, handle and manage those aches and pains that I'd have in my body, and just to incorporate some gentle movement into my day throughout the day, because for me, keeping things moving in my body, regardless of how exhausted and crappy I was feeling, ended up being a big part of what led to my recovery. I've come to appreciate over the years that, our body's healing mechanisms, things like our lymphatic system, they need to keep things moving for them to do the work that they need to do to help us recover. So these simple stretches that can be done from bed, I found were a really great tool to help with that. And I've done another video that talks a lot more in depth about how incorporating movement throughout my day was a big part of my recovery. So if you're interested in learning more about that, I'll put a link on the screen in the video description if you want to check out the strategies I had for that, how I managed to do it and keep it so that it wasn't at all too taxing or exhausting or overloading for me. So I'm just going to be showing you today some really simple stretches that can be done from bed, but I've done another video that is a bit longer, a bit more in depth, showing stretches that can be done out of bed. So these are things I do in the morning, in the evening. So if you're looking for a more in-depth stretching routine, I'll put a link to that video in the video description as well, if you want to check that one out. For this one I'm going to show you right now, I'm also going to show you how to remember it. So if you wake up in the middle of the night and you're feeling tight and sore and you're thinking that some stretching might benefit you, I know you're not going to want to pop on a YouTube video to follow along at 3 a.m. So I'm going to show you the tricks that I use, or the techniques that help me remember what sequence to do them in so that I get them all in. Because when I do these in the middle of the night, I'm certainly not watching any videos. I don't even have any notes that I follow. Most of the time I actually don't even open my eyes because I'm working as hard as I can to not wake myself up any more than I need to. So I'll just sort of sleepily throw the covers to the side, sit up, keep my eyes closed, and go through these stretches and then lay back down, and quite usually I'll fall back asleep. All right, so just before I dive into this, I just want to thank you for subscribing, liking, commenting on videos. A reminder that if you haven't already, you need to click on that little gray bell if you want to get notifications when my next videos come out, otherwise you won't know. And if we're not already connected on social media, I'd love for you to come find me. I'm on Instagram the most. I'm Raelan.Agle on Instagram, so I'd love for you to pop over, say hello, tell me a bit about your story, and yeah, get to know each other better. Right, so stretches, let's do this. And remember, I'm not a doctor or any kind of physiotherapist. This is just what's worked for me. So stretch at your own risk, I guess is what I'm saying. Make sure that this is safe for you before trying any of this. All right, so we're gonna start at the top of our body. You're gonna start with our neck. So you're just going to reach over and lightly pull your head to one side, and then take your other arm and extend it out the other direction. So just pull just gently, just enough to feel a bit of a stretch, and hold it there. And then of course, what we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So you're going to switch hands and gently pull your head the other direction. Now I'm holding each of these stretches here for about 20 seconds. So if you want to follow along, I find that 20 seconds per stretch is a good amount of time. So from our neck, we just move down to our shoulders, and you're just going to pull one arm across your body, keeping your shoulders down, and then take your other hand and gently pull that arm in towards you. So shoulders down, pulling your arm in until you feel that stretch in your shoulders. And then of course we switch and do the other side. So I'm just working my way down my body here. So you'll see I start from my head and pretty much go down to my toes. So it's a good way to remember when you're doing it, which one you should go next. So we did neck, now we do shoulders, and then from here, I'm gonna move on to a chest stretch. So all you're gonna do is clasp your hands behind your back and then gently try and pull your arms upwards towards the ceiling, and just pull them up as far as you can for it to be comfortable and to be feeling a bit of a stretch. And then from chest, we just move on to back. So now we're gonna clasp our arms in front of us and pull them away from our body and round out your upper back at the same time. So as you push away with your hands and round out your back, you'll feel that stretch in the upper part of your back. And then from here, we go into a rhomboid stretch. So our sort of center upper back. So just clasp your hands below your knees, lean back, and round out your back once again. So you'll just stay in this position for 20 seconds, and each time you exhale, you can try and gently intensify the stretch a little bit further. So from our rhomboids, we're going to stay in the seated position and do a lat stretch. So that's our sides. So just take one arm, extend it above your head, and then reach over to the opposite side. And then if you want to intensify the stretch, you can take your other arm and reach for your opposite knee. So we're going to hold this for about 20 seconds and then switch, of course, and do the other side. So again, you can just keep your hand on the same knee, and that will give you a stretch on its own. Or if you'd like to deepen it a little bit, if it feels comfortable, you can reach across for the opposite knee. So now that we've done our lats, our sides, we are going to move down into a glute and hamstring stretch. So you're just going to take one leg and bend it and put your ankle just below your opposite knee, and then reach behind your leg and pull it in towards your chest. And if you'd like to deepen it, you can reach a little bit further and clasp your hands on the outside of your shin. And then we'll switch and do the other side. So it's just moving down. Do a mental scan in your body and think about which body part to do next. You know, we did neck, we did shoulders, we did chest, back, rhomboids, sides, now our glutes and our hamstrings. Just moving our way down and getting down to our legs. Now I found my legs get especially tight, so I do a couple of stretches for this one. So this next one, you're going to sit upwards with the bases of your feet together, and then put your elbows against your knees and gently press down on your legs. So this is an adductor stretch. And with each exhale, you can try and push down with your elbows just a little bit further to deepen the stretch. And now from here, we're just going to sit with our legs straight out in front of us, and then reach up and over towards our toes. So again, this is a glute, hamstring, calf stretch. If you can reach your toes, that works, but if that's not comfortable, you can also hang on to your ankles, your shins, your knees, whatever feels comfortable and is still giving you a bit of a stretch. And I find that on a soft surface like a bed, it can be challenging to keep your legs straight. So I don't worry if my legs have a soft bend in them. And then from here, just to carry on with this stretch with a slight variation, just extend one leg out and your other leg in with the bottom of your foot against the inside of your thigh. And again, reach over towards whatever you can reach. So your toes, your shins, your calf, whatever is comfortable for you. And then switch and do the other side. So we're actually almost done here. This is a fairly simple stretching routine that I do. And then I just finish off with a bit of a core stretch. So the first one, you're going to keep one leg extended straight out in front of you, and then take the other leg, bend it, and put your foot just on the outside of your knee, and then twist your body to look behind you. And you're going to take your left arm and press it against the outside of your right knee. And then switch and do the other side. And you're trying to look as far behind you as you can comfortably manage. So try and pick a spot behind you that is a bit challenging to see, and then reach for that spot so you're getting that full twist throughout your core and your spine. And then we just finish off from here. We're going to do an ab stretch. So you just lay down on your stomach and then put your arms bent below you. So you can stay right here with just a soft bend in your arms, or else you can push your hands down below you to deepen the stretch. And then just arch your back, pushing your shoulders and your head up and back. So I hold this one for about 20 seconds, and then from there I move into my final stretch, which is in yoga known as child's pose. So just sit back, putting your butt back down on top of your feet, and extend your hands straight out in front of you. And if you can manage, put your head down to the bed and touch your forehead to the bed. But if that's not comfortable, you can also stack your fists under your head, and that will make it a little bit easier. So that's it. That's my in-bed stretching routine that has been a savior for me countless times. It really helps me to reduce my body aches and to get more sleep and just generally be more comfortable in life. So I hope that maybe this is something that could help you as well. So remember, it's very simple. No need to overcomplicate it. It's okay if you forget a couple of them. Just start from your head and work your way down. Think about the different muscles all the way down. Neck, shoulders, chest, back. Remember, we get to the core last, glutes, our thighs and calves, and then flip over and do a bit of a core stretch, and that's it, you're done. So I'd love to hear your thoughts, your own experiences, your suggestions. Just leave them in the comments below. I think the more we share our experiences, the more we pool our information, we can learn from one another and get more information out for other people to benefit from. And again, thank you for subscribing and liking and commenting and all that. And remember to click that little gray bell and to pop by and say hi on Instagram, Raelan.Agle. I'd really love to hear from you. So that's it. Take care of yourself, and hope to see you again soon.